What's up, YouTube? So YouTube has implicated this new system called YouTube Heroes. And basically what this is YouTube saying, look, we're too broke to pay people to do our job, and we want to keep YouTube a safe community and all that bullshit. So basically, they're going to put the power of this YouTube Heroes bullshit in the YouTuber itself. And anybody can be a part of this program. And what this does is that if you sign up for this program and you see people on YouTube posting graphic violence or pornographic content, you can mass flag their video to help, quote unquote, make YouTube a safer website. Which, in theory, you know, that sounds good. But here's where I disagree with the YouTube Heroes program. Is that anybody can use it, including cyberbullies and trolls. So if you have a bunch of trolls who don't like your videos, they can now sign up for the YouTube Heroes program and try to find some way to mass flag your videos and either get your videos taken down, get your account removed, whole bunch of shit. Now, I agree with this program because this is a chance for YouTubers to step up to the plate and make sure that YouTube guidelines are being followed. I don't see why they have to create this program, because there's already a video out there, and there's videos everywhere on YouTube, and you can already flag videos for content. So if you can flag videos for content, why the fuck do you need an extra program to do it? I certainly hope that nobody will abuse this system, but I have a sinking suspicion that a lot of people will, and it's kind of fucked up, I'm just saying. I got 7 pieces of gum in my mouth right now. I've been chewing on it for probably a half hour to an hour almost. And it's starting to lose its flavor. But you saw the size of that bubblegum bubble. That fucker was huge. That's what she said. No, but this new YouTube hero implicating system, basically what happens is you rank up, okay? If you get enough YouTube hero points, you start earning rewards for your so-called good services to YouTube. Now, YouTube is a bit more accessible than, say, like Instagram, for instance. Instagram, you can keep your accounts private if you want certain people viewing your shit. You know, keeping your Instagram account private, you know what I'm saying? to where only certain people can follow you. You know, that eliminates stalkers and trolls and people just out there to talk shit and what have you. But YouTube doesn't have that option. You can keep your videos private or unlisted, and the only way to truly get views on your YouTube or your Instagram is to keep everything public. If you're the kind of person that, but then with like Instagram, for instance, keeping your Instagram public, you know what I'm saying, you have the risk of online harassers and what have you. With YouTube, they do kind of have some control over that, but it's not much. If you have somebody who is bullying you on YouTube, you can simply block them from your channel. Plain and simple. Well, I got my bank account successfully linked to my PayPal account. So whenever I make any money on my PayPal, I can automatically now transfer it to my bank account here in town. That's what's up. I should be receiving my first money transfer from PayPal to my bank account either Monday or Sunday. Probably, yeah, Sunday, because it takes like 3 to 5 business days, depending on the bank. And, sometime between Monday and Wednesday next week, I should be receiving that money. I have like $289.69 coming to me. I'm going to use some of that money to fix up my Halloween costume. Yeah, buddy. So what do you guys think about this new YouTube hero system, which allows you to mass flag comments, videos, and people's channels? Well, I think if people don't abuse it, they actually use it to make YouTube a better place. I don't think we should be concerned about blood and gore so much, you know, if it's tastefully done, you know what I'm saying? Because YouTube doesn't really care about violence that much, to be honest with you. They say they do. I mean, it clearly says in the guidelines, nothing gory or violent, but there are several videos on YouTube that have blood and gore and violence in them. Now, YouTube itself is actually more concerned about sexual or pornographically explicit content. But if you have a video on YouTube of a woman demonstrating how to use a breast pump, and she whips out her titties, and then she's showing you how to milk herself, or like how you milk yourself and shit like that, YouTube doesn't care, but you know what I'm saying. But if she's just showing her boobs for showing the sake, just for the sake of showing boobs, YouTube can consider that pornographic. The only time YouTube actually allows nudity on YouTube is if it's done for medical purposes or for educational purposes. And I think the same can be said about violence and gore. You know what I'm saying? But personally, I don't know if I like this new idea. And here's the thing. If you rack up enough hero points with this new YouTube hero system, YouTube will fly you out to a special dinner YouTube will fly you out to a special dinner with other YouTube heroes as a way to reward you for, quote unquote, keeping YouTube safe. And I personally, I don't like the idea of YouTube heroes. One, because there's already a system implicated where all you have to do is, if you don't like somebody's videos because you feel like it's violating YouTube's guidelines, you can flag a video or a comment or block users if they're harassing you. And that's simple enough, I think. However, like I said, I have a sinking feeling that people are going to abuse this system. And I guess YouTube doesn't make enough money to pay people to do this kind of thing themselves. You know, people who literally, I guess they don't want to pay people to sit in front of a computer all damn day, making sure videos aren't inappropriate or anything like that. So they're going to put this in the power of other YouTubers. So essentially it's like giving YouTubers a gun and a badge. But the thing of it is, you wouldn't make anybody a cop, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't just make anybody a cop. You want somebody you can trust with that kind of power. And the power to mass flag videos and comments, people who abuse that power can really get people's accounts taken down, deleted, or temporarily shut down. And I think it's bullshit, you know. I know, okay, I hope to whatever existing force out there that doctrines the universe, I hope that people aren't going to abuse the YouTube hero system. But like I said, I have my doubts. I have my doubts, YouTube. If you're talking shit on some girl on Instagram, chances are you're a girl who's jealous of her body. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it. A lot of females on Instagram, they love to post semi-nude selfies of them in their underwear or in their bikini, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people on Instagram, a lot of women in particular, love to show off their ass. And if you're going to talk shit on somebody for showing off their beautiful body on Instagram, you're just a jealous hater. Like, straight up. And, you know, if you don't like, if you're jealous of the way someone looks and you want to look better, change it. Seriously, if you don't like, if you're jealous of somebody because they look better than you, fucking change it. If you have the power to change it, fucking change it. You know? If you're tired of being fat and you have the power to change it, fucking change it. Now, some of us, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, some of us, unfortunately, are just naturally heavy-set people. We can't change that. And then some of us, like myself, have a naturally high metabolism. So, I can't get fat. I've tried several times just to see if I could. And I can't do it. Thankfully enough, and I'm glad I can't get fat, because being fat is not only unattractive, it's extremely unattractive and extremely unhealthy. Oh, it's unhealthy, says the guy who smokes tobacco. No, but I can't say I agree with this. I mean, I understand why YouTube's doing it. YouTube wants to make this a much safer community. Another thing that YouTube does not care about is cussing. One thing they say on the YouTube guidelines is profanity is against the YouTube guidelines. But there are so many channels out there that cuss. That's one of those, they say that you shouldn't do it on YouTube, but they don't really enforce it. So what are your thoughts about the YouTube hero system? Do you like it? Do you disagree with it? Bet you didn't know King Cobra could blow bubblegum bubbles like that. Now the trick to blowing bubbles with your gum is to take your gum and you want to stretch it between your teeth and your tongue in the middle and create a thin membrane of chewed gum, and then just blow. Now, like I said, I understand why YouTube's doing it. However, I don't entirely agree with it because I know for a fact people are going to abuse this system. I mean, just because you don't have the most popular opinion on YouTube, people are going to use that as an excuse to flag your videos or your comments or what have you. And yeah, I could definitely foresee this being abused. Excuse me. Although that's why you have to be careful blowing bubblegum bubbles. Although this wasn't bubblegum in particular, I think this was like Trident or some shit. Is that some gum will stick to your face a lot worse than others. But when I blow bubbles with this gum, it doesn't seem to stick to my face at all. So, yeah. Let's see if I can do a really big one. Excuse me. I kind of feel like this whole YouTube hero thing could create a lot of drama on YouTube. That's just my 2 cents. You don't have to agree with me, but that's kind of how I feel. I kind of feel like that this whole this YouTube hero thing, I kind of feel like this whole YouTube hero thing could have the potential to cause a lot more drama on YouTube than there already is. Now, if YouTube would have, I'm sure if the people in charge of YouTube actually had the money to pay someone to do this kind of thing, I'm pretty sure they would. I'm pretty sure they would. But because they don't, again, they're going to put the power in the hands of the YouTubers. So last night, excuse me, last night, my sinuses were pretty stuffed up. And my sinuses aren't stuffed up today. As soon as my sinuses started to get stuffed up, I knew what I had to do. Basically, I made a small bowl of curly fries, and I put just a little bit of ranch on them, but then I put 2 capfuls of that Swampadelic hot sauce that I like. That's the hot sauce that a fan of mine sent me. And that hot sauce is spicier than a habanero. Yeah. And it definitely cleared up my sinuses pretty good. I mean, I'm still a little bit stuffed up, but it's not nearly as bad as it was last night. Like yesterday and the day before, it felt like my body was starting to get a cold. The last 2 days, that's kind of what it felt like my body was about to get a cold. But then my immune system kicked in, and my immune system's like, oh, hell no. So because of my healthy immune system, I hardly ever get sick. I can't afford to get sick right now, especially if I'm job hunting. Well, next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, I'm meeting with a job coach to help me get a job. And this is a program. They have several programs like this here in town. And they're all designed for like people with brain injuries and stuff like that. There's some of them that are designed like that. They have like 3 programs that are designed to help people who have brain injuries find jobs and shit like that, which I think is pretty cool. And they have 2 programs for people who are mentally disabled to help them find jobs. And unfortunately, Asperger's is a mental disorder. There are some trade-offs to having it. You know, I'm very creative when it comes to making my wands and my music, and the occasional drawing, or you know, my novel, which I haven't even. You know, I say I'm going to work on something like that, but then I never actually finish it. I guess I have to be in a mood to write it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, hold on, let's put this gum out. No flavor at all. I don't know about y'all, but I could go for a cigarette right about now. I'll use job papers because it gets the job done. Ha 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 ha. Grab up some of this Smoker's Pride Cherry Cavendish. And this pipe tobacco smells really good. It smells like a cherry pipe tobacco would smell. It's not an overpowering cherry pipe tobacco, but the scent on it is quite balanced. And while a lot of people may think that smoking is gross, a lot of non-smokers will be more appreciative of pipe tobacco because it smells so good, you know. I think one of the biggest turn-offs for non-smokers when it comes to smoking, I think, if anything, the smell of cigarettes for a lot of people is like, ugh, you know, but me, I love the smell of cigarettes. That's just me because I'm a smoker, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are like, have you thought about quitting? And the answer is, hell no, I'll quit when I'm dead. But when I'm out of actual cigarettes, you know, rolling them like this is a lot cheaper than buying them by the pack. Well, I have this dark green cloak, but it has gold on the inside of it, so I want to replace that gold. What I'm going to do is get like some kind of black cloak or black fabric and then sew it to the inside of my green cloak, so it's green on the outside and black on the inside. And I'll have it sewn on with some green, like some rich dark green thread. I've noticed that non-smokers tend to appreciate the smell of pipe tobacco versus your average cigar or cigarette. There's generally a lot more social acceptance with pipe tobaccos because there's a lot of pipe tobacco out there that smells really good. The sweet aromatic-y scent. Excuse me. I'm still a little bit stuffed up, though. It's not as bad as it was the last 2 days, but... I'm not sick yet. I'm a little stuffed up, but it's not that bad. It's manageable, at least, without medicine of any kind. I'm just hoping it doesn't progress to an actual cold, because I can't afford to be sick right now, especially if I mean, I could go job hunting, but I'm just going to wait until I meet my job coach and see what we can do with that. The first thing I had to do was to go to this one place to make sure I was qualified for job finding assistance. And once I found out I was qualified, then it's just getting it set up. Oh, no you don't. No you don't. I see my cigarette trying to fall apart and I'm like, no you don't. Stay together. And the key to rolling cigarettes is you don't want to roll them too tight. If you roll your cigarettes way too tight, then chances are you're not going to be able to smoke it properly, you know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later.